How's it going, YouTube? This is Skull, and welcome to episode 61 of Zootopia Home Video. Continuing with my Zootopia Home Video adjacent series today, I am going to be talking about this and products like it. This is Zootopia on DVD. Nope. This is Zootopia on DVD. This is Zootopia on a bootleg DVD. So I was wondering if I should even make this video because this is not an official product, and showing it off feels almost like I'm endorsing it in a way, but I'm not. I need to make it clear I'm not endorsing this. I strongly recommend that people not pick this up because it's just supporting the people who are, breaking the law, pirating movies and selling them for profit. It's not okay. So I decided, okay, I will go ahead and show this off just so I could show you guys what to look out for if you ever see one. If you're thinking of collecting Zootopia on home video, or maybe there's something here that could be a giveaway for anyone who is collecting something else, and maybe this can help to educate them on what to look out for whatever movies they're going for. Now, I need to make it clear. If you thought this was real, it's fine. This is a very good bootleg. This is very close to the real deal. Very close. It is really, really similar. To the point where I picked it up because I thought it was real. I saw that this was a slipcover on a DVD, and I thought, wow, I didn't know about that. I need to pick it up because I didn't know that existed. Well, there's a reason I didn't know it existed. It doesn't. The DVD never received a slipcover that looked like this. It did get the holiday slipcover in 2016, and plenty of foreign releases got slipcovers of their own from Zootropolis and even the Australian Zootopia. But as far as the North American market, no, it never got a slipcover. So, and even at that, this is really convincing because it is embossed. Like, it's really raised up in all the right places. Like, whoever made this bootleg did a fantastic job of faking it. I don't know how they got the pattern to raise it like that, but they did. It's perfect. It really is. Until you start looking at the details. So there's the DVD underneath. And I think I'm going to go ahead and show off the DVD underneath because it better demonstrates what the problems are. You think Nick looks a little green? Maybe it's just my lighting. Well, let's compare him to the normal release. Do you see it now? When I got this, the thought that it was a bootleg didn't even occur to me. I thought, okay, it's sun damaged. I've seen sun damaged stuff. It's really bad, but I was able to sort of push it aside and try and justify it. But no, it's equally green on all sides, and even worse, it's just the tiniest bit blurry. It's very obvious that whoever got this printed scanned this at the highest resolution possible and reprinted it and just changed the colors a little bit, and it's not good enough. It's very blurry. I don't know how well this will show up in video, but the text here on the back, especially the smaller text, the smaller it gets more and more blurry. It just doesn't look right. The text on the official release is nice and crisp, even on the tiniest of print. And no side of blurriness whatsoever, but the bootleg, it is a little blurry. Well, okay, maybe they just printed it. Maybe the printer was just a little stuck the day they printed this particular copy, right? Maybe it was running out of toner, maybe ink, something like that. Well, there's a few other ways to tell it. The art doesn't go all the way to the side, and it's not because I have it miswrapped. It fits there too. So whoever printed this art did not make it go all the way. The case itself is, I don't know how to describe it. It feels more like a generic DVD case. All the DVD cases I have, even from other countries, have this very particular feel and look to them. They're all matte black, and they have this bit of flimsiness, I guess, because they were trying to, reduce plastic to save the planet. This one is a lot harder. It doesn't creak as much, and even worse, it is glossy. Now, there have been plenty of glossy cases for other releases, but never the DVD. The DVD has always been this matte black. This has always been glossy. This one's glossy black. And the more I looked at it, the more it looked so suspicious. And then I looked at the DVD itself, and oh my goodness, this is the most egregious of all of how bad it is. If you're to look at like this over here where it says the feature running time, that is so blurry, and it's not just the camera, it looks that bad in real life too. And even worse, it is very obviously a label printed onto the disc rather than embedded onto the disc. Here, let me go ahead and show this off. You see how nice this looks, how pristine and sharp. Take a look at this. You can actually see layers of the disc underneath the label. I could feel layers of the label on top of the disc. And the worst of all, if I were to look at, this was what finally convinced me this is a bona fide bootleg. I know that this won't show up in camera very well. It's just too small, but the PG logo, the PG rating, the description says, door thivum thematic element. Every time it says S, it uses a 5. And instead of 4, it says door. They put a typo on that. So even if there was some quality control issues with the rest of the release, there would never be one on the disc itself. It's unacceptable. It would never get passed. Plus, it just copy and pastes everything else anyway. There would never be a typo on the disc. Finally, I decided, yes, it is a bootleg. It's a very convincing bootleg, but it is a bootleg nonetheless. It's very interesting that they somehow managed to fabricate this cover, I guess, completely on their own. It's a very interesting cover with embossing and everything and the proper information on both sides. But alas, this is, in fact, a fake. The colors are wrong. There's a typo. There's multiple typos on the disc. It uses a slip that never existed. Yeah. And you want to know what the kicker is? I've mentioned before in several videos, whenever I have copies of Zootopia and I put them in my Blu-ray player, it remembers where it left off, even if it's a DVD. If it's a DVD if it's a Blu-ray from another region, it'll pick right up where it left off. With every DVD I've had, if it's the same release of the film, even if it's a separate DVD, like let's say I get just another random copy of Zootopia on DVD, if I put it in my player, it picks right up where it left off, even if it was a different disc, because the ones and zeros are all the same. So the player remembers. This doesn't do that. When I put this in my player, it thinks it's a brand new release of the film. And maybe it's a placebo, maybe it is the same data on the disc, but it looks blurrier. It really does look like an inferior version of the film to me. Maybe it's just because I know that it's a bootleg. I haven't really gotten screenshots to compare. Regardless, my player sees the data and knows it's not the exact same release as this. So my player isn't going to lie. So whatever this is, it's not the same version of the film you're going to get. That being said, it is the full film. I did watch it the whole way through. Nothing's been changed. It's the same release. It's just a bootleg of the film. So that's the key takeaway from this. If you do somehow end up with a bootleg, try not to stress out too much over it. You're still going to get the exact same film. And it's not like, well, I mean, Disney is still... they still do have these brand new. You can still buy this from like Target online, for example. And I'm sure they're going to have a re-release of the film in a few years, maybe to coincide with Zootopia 2. I know Moana got a 2-disc release at Walmart with Moana 2. Maybe not. I don't know. Regardless, if you're just buying one used, try not to stress out too much about it. The vast majority of the releases that I have ever seen have been real. If you somehow end up with a bootleg, don't worry too much about it. And if you want to avoid picking up bootlegs, use this video as an example of things that you should avoid. I have yet to see a bootleg Blu-ray. Those are a lot harder to create fakes of. So if you want HD or better, you're good to go. And if it's DVDs specifically, then here are some key things for me to point out. The DVD never received this slipcover. It did get the holiday 2016 slipcover, and various other regions got slipcovers, but in terms of North America, it never got a slipcover at all. If you want to double check your discs to make sure they're real, check to make sure that the PG rating description has no typos on it on the disc. Also worth pointing out that Zootopia Plus, the Disney Plus show, never received a physical release. So if you ever see one for sale, don't buy it. It's not legitimate. It's probably the exact same data as on the show on streaming, but it's not real. It's not an actual release that Disney themselves made. DVD with slipcover, fake. Zootopia Plus physical, fake. Otherwise, everything else is probably fine. People are not bootlegging Zootopia en masse. If you want to watch the film, just get a copy and watch the film and enjoy it. It's just interesting that this exists at all. So yeah, if you ever see this for sale with a slipcover, buyer beware. That'll bring this video to an end. I've still got plenty of videos left to make in the future, so thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.